Okay, Joyce.
Okay, so once again, thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be a part of this presentation with me. It's really appreciated. The reason why I invited you guys to join me, because about a year ago, I had a coworker who is also near and dear to me, who we were speaking about just healthy living and eating good food versus fast food. And I shared with her some of the things that I was working on, because the pandemic, it changed my mindset. I wanted to eat healthier. I wanted to work out and just live a healthier healthier lifestyle. And I needed help, and I wanted somebody to hold me accountable. And I shared this with, this person who is also near and dear to me. And we just chatted, and she shared, about her journey with Juice Plus, and shared some of her products and things of that sort. And it wasn't like she approached me. I approached her and shared with her what I wanted to do and how I wanted to live a better lifestyle, as far as eating healthy foods and things of that sort. And I've tried a lot of things in my lifetime, and I just wanted something that was simple. So I didn't start using the product immediately. I tried it and I waited a while, but I continued to watch this person's transformation in private. She didn't know I was watching her, but I was watching her, because for me, seeing is believing. And so if it works for somebody else, I know it'll work for me. And so I finally said yes about 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. And ever since I've been using the product, I've seen a major change, as far as my decisions when I'm about to eat. When the chips are sitting beside me, and I see my gummies on the other side of me, I immediately pick up my gummies now. So for me, this has kind of changed my mindset. And I'm not always thinking about, when I do have those cravings where I just want a snack, I'm not picking up the chips or the candy bar or anything. It's, I've gotten used to having that gummy pack beside me. And one of the other things, I had a tendency of snacking late at night, eating, the junk food late at night. But now when I think about eating, and if it's after 8, it's usually a fruit or a vegetable. And, sometimes I just grab what's in the refrigerator. But this has helped me to really change my mindset as far as what I'm putting in my body. And I just feel like, we work and we work and we work, and things are constantly being piled up on us at work. And sometimes it's very stressful. Our days get very stressful. We're pulled in so many directions with staff and physicians and leadership. And so for me, my stress has decreased tremendously. And I really believe it's because of the product that I've been using. I've seen a major difference now when situations arise that usually are out of my control anyway. I don't stress about it. I do what I can do. And as long as I've given it my 100%, I'm okay. When I leave at home, I'm not stressed about what hasn't gotten done at work. It's going to be there when I get there tomorrow. So I say that because I know as managers, and I have a lot of my coworker managers on this call, we have stressful days, and um, I just believe that we all need to um, really reevaluate ourselves and think we want to be here for a long term. We have family, loved ones, and um, re-examine, what we're putting in our bodies, what's good for us and what's not. And, just think about um, healthy living, and making those sacrifices to, when you want the chips, get an apple or get a grape or something. And I know I'm being lengthy, but I want to share with this. When recently I was transferred into another department, which put me about 40 minutes away from home. And, as I accepted the position, I said, okay, God, there's a reason for me leaving this comfortable place where I've been for 9 years and you not having something closer to home for me. And I was like, there's a reason for, there has to be a reason why you're sending me to cardiology. And I can tell you, since I've been in cardiology, it's helped me even more with living a healthy lifestyle. I've learned so much about my body and what we put in our body and the things that aren't good and the things that are good for us. And again, changed my whole mindset. So I'm thankful that I did make the switch. And I just really pray that you guys will receive this presentation and really get something out of it. It's not really about whether or not you decide to take this journey with me, but do know that I invited you because I have a heart to see people really live a healthy lifestyle. So, hi, Miss Felicia. I see you. Thank you for joining.
So I just spoke to Gloria Young. She called my phone and I was directing her how to get on to Zoom.
Okay.
And I was listening to you, Joyce, and a part of me was like, okay, we're done. You don't even need me. Joyce did such a great job. Does anybody have any questions?
No, I'm sorry. I want you to present what you were going to present.
No, I was listening to you and I thought, oh my gosh, I mean, there was so much passion and you were so heartfelt in everything that you were sharing that I just thought that was awesome. So
thank you.
Yeah. So if everybody on here doesn't realize that, you cared enough about them to invite them onto this Zoom, I sure hope they do know now. So. Okay,
Yes.
so I don't know if that's Gloria trying to get on. I was going to try and wait, but you can always send her the recording also, so she can watch what we're missing. So I want to respect everybody's time. Oh, I forgot to do my share screen. My name is Karen Orlowski, and I live in North Georgia. Let me delete that, get rid of that. I live in North Georgia and I am friends with Renee. We actually went to high school together. And so it is so much fun when you connect with people, because I know Joyce now because of Renee. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm sorry. Let me do all this. And so I never thought I was healthy. I can't tell you that I thought that I was healthy. I'll tell you a little bit more about my story in a little bit. But about 18 and a half years ago, I saw a presentation similar to this, and it really was eye-opening to me because I was not healthy. I grew up pretty sick. I had allergies, asthma, migraines, digestive issues. I was on all kinds of prescription medicine. I always had earaches. I just, and I wish that I'm grateful that I know this information now, but I wish that this information, my mom was a nurse. So no disrespect to the nurses, my mom, and it is also was a different time too. She focused on treatment. They focused on treatment. Nobody was really focusing on prevention. So I love, love, love when we have people in the medical community that join us for something like this, because that means you're so open-minded and not, there's some people that are still just focused on treatment, and there's certainly room for treatment. I joke around that, if I get hit by a bus, don't shove more fruits and vegetables into me. I need treatment, but there's so many things that can be helped, through good nutrition and lifestyle. So, okay. So I love being a part of this community because it has taught me so much. It's amazing. So this is some of these slides. Some of this is going to be a little bit of bad news in the beginning, and then we're going to talk about the good news. And I am sure looking at this slide that is somebody that fits every single one of these categories. I have friends. I actually have a neighbor next door, 49 years old, probably 3 weeks ago, passed away from a major heart attack. Both my parents passed away from cancer, right? I know people with diabetes. So, and we've got kids that are more sick today than they ever were. There's whole hospitals full of children that are sick. So environmental toxins are increasing. There's a lot of things that we can control. We were kind of joking around about the Krispy Kreme donut before a lot of you got on, right? We can sometimes control and not eat those, not all the time. But there's a lot of things we can't control. We can't control a lot of the environmental things that are out there. So we can control skincare, health, hair care, some of that stuff, but there's pollution, there's a lot of stuff we can't control. So let's focus on fruits and vegetables and nutrition because we can control that. So experts agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. Dr. William Sears actually says 75% of diseases could be prevented through good nutrition. So really, a lot of the problem comes from the food quality is decreasing, and about 57% of it's actually 57% of what Americans eat every single day is processed. So what we mean by processed is, it has a label usually. If you go into the produce section and you look at apples and carrots and broccoli, you're not looking on there to go, "Ooh, I wonder what's in here." You know what it is. It's broccoli, it's, carrots. But when you go down the aisle, I don't know how many of you will grab a box of something. If you actually flip it over and don't just look at the marketing on the front of it, take a look at the ingredients. If there's more than a couple of ingredients, it's pretty processed. So you want to be careful with some of that. And we actually have Zoom events where we go into a lot of detail of label reading and stuff, and that's a lot of fun. But broccoli, I don't know if you all are familiar, but broccoli could actually lose 50 to 80% of key nutrients before you purchase it. And we're going to talk about that also. So oxidative stress and antioxidants. I don't know about you all, but I used to hear the word antioxidant, but I don't think I really knew what it was. I'd hear antioxidant. Okay, I don't know what that is. So antioxidants help to combat the oxidative stress that's going on. And just even with us sitting right here on this Zoom, our body has oxidative stress going on. So oxidative stress causes free radicals, which damages our cells. And when that happens, it causes aging and disease. And I mean, I think that there was one gentleman on here, but we all want to who doesn't want to slow down some aging, right? And definitely try and prevent disease. So where antioxidants come in is they're from fruits and vegetables, and they help to combat the oxidative stress, to help us slow down the aging and help us prevent disease. And unfortunately, they do not come in Krispy Kreme donuts. They only come in fruits and vegetables. So this screenshot here, I think shocks most people, because I think a lot of people are still thinking of the day when it was like 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. So we actually need 7 to 13, and 7 is for kids, 9 is for women, and 13 are for men. So I would love to know in the chat if anybody is achieving that at all. I know I don't. I actually just made myself a veggie smoothie tonight for dinner because I realized I'd only had 2 servings of fruits and vegetables today because it was such a busy day. So that's normal. We all get busy, right? We're working, we have kids, we're active. So it just is, it's very easy to not eat fruits and vegetables. So why so many though? Produce is picked before the nutrition is developed. Transported thousands of miles. If you take a look at a lot of the produce there, you're going to see it's from Mexico, it's from Chile. You know, they pick it way before it's vine ripened. 90% of Americans don't even eat enough servings. And that's when they're counting ketchup and French fries as fruits and vegetables also. And then we don't get enough of the rainbow. I don't know about you and your families, but my kids, we buy the same fruits and vegetables all the time. And because that's what they're going to eat. If I bring home beets and I start bringing home other things that I would eat, they're not going to eat it. And they're missing out on a lot of phytonutrients that are coming from different fruits and vegetables, but they're just not going to eat it. So the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you. It's that they are so good for you that they could save your life. That's actually from Time Magazine, 2003. I love that. So let's talk about a multivitamin versus whole food, because I think this is where people get stuck, right? You see advertising on TV and you go to the grocery store, you go to Whole Foods, you go anywhere and it's all multivitamins, multivitamins. You go to the doctor and the doctor tells you, oh, you don't eat right, just take a multivitamin. But usually they don't suggest anything, they just keep it kind of generic. So for over 70 years, we have been kind of using a multivitamin to bridge the gap between what we're eating every day and what we should be eating. And it's not doing a good job because they're isolated, which means you're just getting the vitamin C. You're not getting all the nutrition from that orange, and they're synthetic. I joke around that there's some guy named Bob in a lab making your vitamin C and making the magnesium and making all of these isolated nutrients. Your body doesn't really understand that. Your body needs the bioavailability of all the different phytochemicals that are in the fruits and vegetables. And so the image to the right of the apple actually is 1 page of 25 pages of what's in an apple. So an apple has 10,000 phytonutrients. Broccoli has 13,000. And if you look at the label on the left, maybe I've never counted, maybe there's like 20 ingredients. So you're missing thousands of phytonutrients that are naturally occurring in the fruits and the vegetables by just taking an isolated vitamin every single day. And that screen also, research is now coming through. There's a lot of research now showing that vitamins, isolated vitamins, actually are doing more harm than good. I love this picture. Hopefully we're not as bad. I think the picture on the left, what we're eating is probably a little extreme. Hopefully there's a couple of fruits and vegetables in there for everybody. But I know that the one on the right, we're not eating that many fruits and vegetables either. So this is where I love to talk about my story with Juice Plus, because when I did grow up, I was eating maybe two or 3 servings of fruits and vegetables. And that's only because my mother made me. I certainly as a kid wasn't craving it. I already talked about how I had allergies and asthma. I was adopted. My birth mother had allergies and asthma. So I grew up sick, ear infections, the whole thing for years. And it was discouraging because when I went to a doctor, they always told me that this was genetic and there was nothing I could do. So when you're told that, you kind of feel defeated. And even if somebody had told me, oh, eat healthier, eat these fruits and vegetables, I would have been like, what's it going to matter? I was on antibiotics all the time. So this is from when I was a kid, fast forward all the way until 35 years old. I had pneumonia. I was sick a lot. When I was 35, I got pregnant with my first child, and my best friend introduced me to Juice Plus. And I think that the only reason, honestly, I got started, and maybe some of the moms here are listening, will tell you that we don't necessarily always look out for ourselves, but all of a sudden when you're pregnant or the kid, you're looking out for your child. So I said, oh my gosh, yes, I need this because I'm pregnant, with every expectation that I was going to stop taking it after I had my baby. So fast forward to the end of the pregnancy, and I had my son, and I realized that I didn't have the symptoms of the allergies and the asthma and all of that anymore. And I thought, oh my gosh, just imagine if I actually changed my diet in addition to the Juice Plus, how much healthier I could be. Because just a little bit of nutrition that's in all those different, those capsules, the 30 different fruits and vegetables in those capsules, did that for me during my pregnancy, which was fantastic. So what's in them? I want you guys, I'm not going to read off this picture, but take a look at this picture. And we have the fruits, which help they're for a strong, healthy digestive system, the vegetables, which are for a strong, healthy immune system, the berries, which are for cardiovascular health and also lowering systemic inflammation, and the omegas, which are for so many different things. We're going to talk about that because they deserve their own slide. They're so amazing. I love to say, imagine if your body got a little bit of all of this every single day. How healthy would you be? So what is Juice Plus? It's nutrition from 30 different fruits and vegetables and berries every single day, whole foods that are harvested at the peak of ripeness, so the nutrition is intact. The produce is pulverized, not juiced, and dried into powders at low temperatures to preserve the nutrition. We actually have a video. We have a great video about how the produce is made. We have our own farmers. Juice Plus actually has our own farmers. So it's not like we get the cranberries from the same people that, the cranberry people, what's that drink? I can't remember the name of it, where they're getting theirs. We have our own. So we get to dictate how we want all the produce grown, when we want it picked. We want it picked when it's vine ripened, and within 24 hours, it's actually pulverized and then dried and put into the powders. So it's pretty phenomenal. It's a proprietary process that is done with this also. And there are we're in several different countries. I don't think we have that slide on here, but we're in 26 different countries also. So plant-based omegas, I love the plant-based omegas because everybody, I don't know how many of you are taking a fish oil. If you're taking a fish oil, you can put that in the chat, because we know we're supposed to have healthy fats. Everybody tells us we need an omega-3, but I think a lot of people probably don't even realize why. So fish do not have naturally occurring omega-3s. That comes from the plants that they eat in the ocean. It comes from like the algae. So the Juice Plus company actually farms, we have our own algae farm in Hawaii, and that's where the source of the omega-3 is coming from. So we're saving the fish, yay. We also, the Juice Plus Omega is an omega blend. It's an omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And it comes from the other sources on there. So our body doesn't need just the healthy omega-3s. It needs a blend, a big variety of the healthy omegas that we're not getting. There's bad omega-6s, but there's good. There's bad omega-9s, but there's good omega-9s. And we need all of those. The Juice Plus Complete Shakes, oh my goodness. I don't even know where I would be without these. I drink one every single morning for breakfast. And I will tell you that for years, I had a personal trainer before kids, when I had discretionable income. I had a personal trainer, and he was always said, you need more protein, you need more protein. And he would direct me towards protein shakes. And I always felt bloated. I never felt good after drinking them, but he kept telling me I needed more protein. Fast forward to when I finally tried the Juice Plus Complete Shakes. Number one, I realized it was the whey. Whey is a very cheaply sourced protein that they'll use in a lot of shakes. And Juice Plus is a plant-based, so it's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's got fiber, it's actually low glycemic. And what that means is the sugar and the fiber are almost 1-to-1. So it's actually great for diabetics as well. You can see some of the ingredients in here, and it is just a delicious. We have the Dutch chocolate, we have the vanilla, and Renee and Joyce can actually give you a sample of the shakes if you guys want to try them, because they are amazing. And we use those. We're actually using them right now. We do a program called the Shred 10, which is 10 days of healthy habits, where we eliminate some of the bad and we bring in some of the good. And the shakes are such an integral part of that. A lot of people will actually use the shakes twice a day. They can use them for breakfast or for another meal. They can be used as a meal replacement. And then sometimes people will actually use the shakes also for a snack. So a lot of times in the afternoon, I get hungry. I don't know about you guys, but in between lunch and dinner, I need something to hold me over. And sometimes I'll do another shake then as well. And we also make complete protein balls. We can make pancakes. We make hot chocolate. I had somebody just order the chocolate because they make hot chocolate with the shakes. So they're so versatile. The Perform is fantastic. We just came out with that. It's not quite a year ago. And this is focused on performance. It's focused on for people who work out, athletes. It helps with muscle growth, muscle recovery. It helps with energy. It helps with bone health. There's a lot of different focuses that it does, but it also is great. There's a lot of people that are vegans and vegetarians that just simply want to get more plant-based protein. And this has 25 grams of protein. So I actually will quite often, because the nutrition in both of them is so good, I will actually do 1 scoop of the vanilla and 1 scoop of that one with a bunch of frozen berries. And that way it's like the best of both worlds. I'm getting nutrition from both of them. So Juice Plus is unique. It is so unique. It has a food label. I always think that I should bring a little bottle to show you guys. So if you look at your vitamins that you've got and take a look at the back of them, it says supplement facts. Juice Plus actually says nutrition facts. It's made with non-GMO ingredients. They're vegan, they're kosher, dairy and gluten-free. It's NSF certified. If you're not familiar with that, National Sanitation Foundation is a third party that we pay. They come in randomly and they check the batches of Juice Plus powders to make sure that they're what's on the label is in it, and that it's also safe for human consumption, really. And then we also have another level for NSF for sports certified. That is actually, they go in and they check, I don't remember the exact number, but they test it to make sure that there's none of the 136 different banned substances for athletes, so they can take that. So we actually have Olympians that take it. And I will tell you that what's really cool, between the Perform and the Complete and the Juice Plus, there's a place in Charlotte, North Carolina called the United States Performance Center, and there is a whole Juice Plus bar there. And what that place is a training facility for Olympians. So how cool is that, that Juice Plus is there for the Olympians to go grab a shake, have the capsules, drink the Perform. And then it's the most researched whole food nutritional product in the world. We're going to talk about that. Now, we're only talking about fruits and vegetables. So Juice Plus is not about treating or curing specific conditions or diseases, right? I mean, it's produce in a capsule, and it's going to be different. Everybody's body is different, and Juice Plus and everybody's body is going to work a little bit differently. So while I had great results with my allergies and my asthma, somebody else may have different results. So research results have attracted thousands of doctors, and you can take a look at the list of some of these. In the last couple of years, everybody has wanted to support a healthy immune system and strengthen their immune system. It contributes to cardiovascular wellness. It reduces systemic inflammation. It protects your DNA. We have periodontal research. We have research with ovarian cancer patients at MD Anderson Cancer Center. And my favorite quote of all time is Dr. Richard Du Bois: "There is nothing else available any place in the world, with or without a prescription, that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do." There's not a capsule, there's not a prescription drug out there that can do all of this. It's only fruits and vegetables. So I love this list because a doctor said one time, he said, "You're known by the company you keep." And this is pretty impressive. When we have research done at a lot of these universities, University of Florida, Wake Forest University, Yale, University of Cambridge, we've got MD Anderson Cancer Center, Nemours Children's Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. So when you are partnering with a lot of these really prestigious universities and they're being published in credible medical journals, it says a lot about the product. The family health study. So we don't want to just get you healthy, we want to get the whole family healthy. And one of the things that the company did years ago is they didn't want parents to have to choose between getting themselves healthy and their kids healthy. So they came up with the Healthy Starts for Families program. And for every adult that gets started on Juice Plus, you can actually sponsor a child between the ages of 4 through undergrad and college, and they can receive Juice Plus for free, either the gummies or the capsules. So we can tell you a little bit more about that also. But I mean, just look, after 1 year, 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. I've actually had parents who get so excited, and it sounds so simple. They'll say, "Oh my gosh, my child actually ate grapes for the first time," or they asked for an apple, and to a parent that a child hasn't been eating fruits and vegetables, that's just, it's just amazing.
Karen,
Yes.
Hey, I invited a special guest, and I think it's a great time to have her share her story with Juice Plus. I wanted to go ahead and introduce Jamie Shaver. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining the call. If you want to take yourself off mute, and I just would love for you to share with this group your experience with Juice Plus.
Sure. So, hello. It's an honor to be here with y'all this evening. So I'll just jump straight into it. So 4 years ago, almost to the day, I started dealing with a lot of random joint inflammation, weight gain, hormonal issues, gastrointestinal issues, and just generally unhealthy overall. A year later, I was diagnosed with Sjogren's autoimmune as well as PCOS. Once the diagnosis was given, my family and I were able to tie symptoms back starting when I was just a little kid, like maybe 6 or 7. After I did thorough research, I started implementing anything and everything that I thought would help, anything that I had found online. The occasional fast, vitamins and supplements, gluten and dairy free. I did the autoimmune protocol diet, which is just crazy intense, and just so many more things. I can't even name them all. Things really only made things worse or didn't do anything at all for a really long time. So for like days or weeks at a time, several times a month, I would be in so much pain or extremely fatigued or even both at once. So I even ended up going to the emergency room, just with an intense pain in my side, and that went undiagnosed, but like the pain was even making me throw up, and there's just no explanation for it. So it's got to be tied back to autoimmune and just the gastrointestinal health, like distress that my body had been in. So my entire life, I've had about 3 to 4 periods a year. And even on Weight Watchers and keeping gluten out permanently, I could not get below 182 pounds because my hormones were all out of whack. After trying another thing that was supposed to help but made things worse and being gluten-free for 8 months, I posted in an autoimmune disorder support group sharing my frustrations and wondering how anybody was able to keep up the motivation to fight the disease and try to find solutions when the results make things worse or do nothing at all. So then I found Renee. She connected with me through a comment, and we ended up having a conversation on the phone where she told me her experience with her husband and the autoimmune issues that he had been dealing with and their miraculous discovery of Juice Plus. So I ordered it immediately, very excited and hopeful for the results. And within my first 2 months, I've had minor to no flare-ups. I've had very little pain, very little fatigue, and I've now had 4 on-time periods in a row. I'm at 178 as of today. So it's obvious that like things have definitely gotten more in line. I am losing weight. I'm feeling more happy and more energetic most of the time than I have in years. So it's definitely turned things around for the best. And I'm a full believer in Juice Plus. So yeah, haven't felt better in 5 years, and I'm just extremely grateful to Renee for getting me in touch with it and her care and support since then.
Well, Jamie, that's awesome. And thank you. I know that you're on your lunch break and you're working. So thank you so much for joining the call. And let me tell you, God puts the right people in our paths, doesn't he? I'm so thankful for you and for your trust in me to at least try it.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you for
Oh my
sharing.
gosh, Jamie, you are the reason that we do this. You know,
Yeah.
You're the reason we keep sharing, honestly. So,
well, I'm grateful to all of you for sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, your story gave me chills. We need to definitely connect a different time.
Yeah. Get my information from Renee.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Jamie.
Okay. Holy cow. All right. I can't follow up after that. Okay. Tower Garden. So the Tower Garden, while we've put produce in a capsule, some people want to grow their own produce. I actually have one of these. We have the Tower Garden Home and the Tower Garden Flex. So you can put lights on either. You can grow indoors, you can grow outdoors. It's a vertical aeroponic growing system itself. I joke around that it grows despite me because I have never been great with growing a garden. But because this is self-watering and there's so many, the nutrition that is created for this, It's fantastic. So if you're interested, there is a lot more details with the tower garden. So if the tower garden and growing your own is something you're interested in, we definitely can connect at another time, and I can answer a lot of questions about that, and we can send you some videos. And then we have resources. So while we love to share Juice Plus and the shakes and the tower garden, you know, this community is here just to help you on your journey for better health. I know Joyce talked about that in the beginning too, like, you know, trying to make better choices. So we have a Facebook group. If you all, you know, are on Facebook, Joyce can invite you into our One Simple Change group. And we're doing the shred right now. We're going to be doing actually a detox the Monday after Thanksgiving. We just did Croctober in October. We're always sharing different recipes. We actually have recipe books. So we, you know, it's not just about the Juice Plus. We try and help you through your journey. Okay, so let me stop sharing. And then Renee, I'm gonna pass it over to you to tell your story as well.
Thanks, Karen. And I love the fact that Joyce opened by saying that the reason that she invited to this call was because she cared about you. And Karen followed up very similarly like that as well. For my husband and I, we had started a health journey about 4 years ago. And one of the things that we kind of went through and made exchanges, I self-educated on ingredient labels, kind of making exchanges in my home, trading out, you know, vegetable oil for olive oil, things of that nature. And one of the challenges that I had was that my weight loss wasn't going anywhere. No matter what I bought at the store and ate and thought I was eating healthily, didn't work. I was spending a ton of money on organic vitamins, thinking that they would help. Karen and I reconnected. She shared Juice Plus with me, and everything made sense. The one thing that really sealed the deal for me was the research. There's so much going on in marketing and advertising these days that the labels can be very confusing, and you can think that you're eating something very healthy only to find that it's made with an anti-inflammatory oil or a highly inflammatory oil, or the ingredients aren't really real food. And so that was shocking to me. But anyway, I trust Karen, and I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and try this. And my husband and I started taking the Juice Plus. He had been diagnosed about a year prior to us taking it with lupus. And that was diagnosed at a dermatology appointment, and they did the blood work and it came back positive for systemic lupus. And that really upset me. There was no family history on either side of his family for that. I took him to an endo who said, oh, you know, you have Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is another autoimmune. So that was concerning. And what I learned about autoimmune is typically if you're diagnosed with one, you probably have more than one, and it's a matter of time before the symptoms appear and that you're diagnosed with them. So I had pushed him to have a colonoscopy. He'd been doing a test in a box, so to speak, Cologuard, for a couple of years. And I told him, okay, you really need to do the colonoscopy. His mother had died from metastasized colon cancer. So he did that, and they found a little bit of colitis in his colon, and colitis is yet another autoimmune disorder. So that really sold me and said, okay, we're going to start knocking this stuff out. We need to figure this out. We started on the Juice Plus. He also had elevated blood pressure, which he'd been taking medication for. We've been married for 30 years, probably 20 of our 30 years. Within 6 weeks of taking the Juice Plus, his blood pressure, which had been running like low 140s over 80, was registering at 119 over 72. And that was with blood pressure medicine, mind you. So it had come down drastically. So they scored his pill in half, and they've since scored it into a small 2.5 milligram tablet. And his blood pressure is still in the 120s over 80s. So he's maintaining that on a very low dose. So cutting that medication out was helpful. We continued to follow a whole food nutrition program, making exchanges as we could, changing out poor choices with better choices, and just following whatever that whole food nutrition guide was for us. He went back to a rheumatologist in March of this year, and we had been taking the Juice Plus for 9 months, and ran the same blood work that had been run previously, and there was no sign of lupus whatsoever. And he has continued to follow that doctor, and each time they do the blood test, and each time they do various tests, no rheumatoid arthritis, no nothing. So she has released him. Yeah, it's a praise to God. It really is. To hear that your husband has systemic lupus was very upsetting. And I thought to myself, there's got to be a solution. Of course, we committed it to prayer, and I believe in the healing of God. But I also knew that we had to make changes. And having him along with that on my journey helped encourage me. When I started this journey 4 years ago, and again, nothing I did could help me lose weight. At my highest, I was 157 pounds, and I'm not very tall. I'm 5'4" in stature. And today my weight stays right around 115, and I've been able to maintain that now for almost a year. So I'm not going hungry. I'm not saying that these foods are good and these foods are bad. We're just simply making better choices. And with Juice Plus into our system and at a bioavailable cellular level, our cells are being renewed every single day. My gut health is much better as a result. So that good bacteria in my microbiome now is craving more fruits and vegetables. I don't crave sweets. There's not a whole lot that I want outside of the scope of nothing but good, clean food. And I'm going to tell you, I love to eat. Everything I put in my mouth is delicious. It's not a bland diet. I've learned so much in how to prepare food differently than the way I was raised. And I really, really enjoy that. And the best thing, and this goes along with what Joyce says, my anxiety is nowhere near where it was a year ago. I feel like I'm in a happier place and I have a better work-life balance, which was extremely important to me, as I'm sure it is to each of you.
Oh my gosh, I love those stories. Okay, so we gave you a lot of information. Now is the time for question and answer. Do you guys have any questions? Or if you have anything just to say, or you can unmute yourself, but if you have any specific questions, we're happy to answer them right now.
I'm just extremely excited, that's all, to get started.
Yay. We're extremely excited to help whoever is ready. And some of you might not be ready tonight because, again, for years, people talk about multivitamins. And so that is the one thing that I find the hardest is people to, and because it makes sense and you just watch the presentation, but sometimes you need to let it kind of sink in. So, sometimes I get people that get it right away, and sometimes it could be a week or two, and sometimes it could be a few months. So we are here to help you on your journey for whenever that is.
And for me, I can't get my blood pressure under 142 over 109. And they put me on another blood pressure pill. I'm like, I'm not taking it because it makes my heart race. I'm not taking all these pills. So that's ridiculous. So I'm just ready to get started with this.
Yes, well, you're going to love, we need to talk to you about the Shred program. I mean, you're just going to, you're going to love it. Anybody else have any questions? I didn't do that good of a job. Okay, I know sometimes people have questions and they get a little nervous about asking them here. So if somebody has a question they don't want to ask with everybody else on, then we can always address that later. And let me go ahead and stop the recording. Well, first of all, we want to thank you, Joyce. Thank you so much for pulling so many, family and friends to the Zoom tonight. We just love helping everybody. I love your story, Renee. We're going to stop the recording. And